What's up guys, Sal here. So if you remember, I had referred to the Galaxy Note 10 Plus as the first true Android superphone. For me, a superphone is something that further redefines flagship Android phones with a combination of extremely powerful specifications, smarter software, and the overall experience that could put most computing devices in the shade. And now we have the second superphone, as I would still like to call it, the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. This is the latest Galaxy Note phone, and really there's no other way of putting this, the greatest Galaxy Note phone ever. And I say this after having spent almost a week with this beauty to truly understand that this isn't just a typical annual refresh, but a lot of thought has gone into making the Note 20 Ultra the package that it actually is. I know what you're thinking, that Android setup though. I know it looks really cool. It's inspired from Zach Anderson. If you are interested in this setup, give this video 5,000 likes and I'll make a tutorial on how to exactly set this up on your phone. Anyway, one of the best things about the Note 20 Ultra is how light it feels compared to the S20 Ultra and even compared to last year's Note. Not only lighter, it also looks better. I love the way how the back blends with the blackness of the curved display on this device. It's very clear that Samsung knows how to make beautiful phones. By the way, the back doesn't attract fingerprints, which is a good thing, but the phone is also very slippery as a result, so you gotta be careful with that. The massive 6.9-inch Quad HD Plus display on this phone is big, bold, and colorful. More important, this is the first Samsung phone to offer a dynamic 120Hz refresh rate. Although you still cannot use 120Hz and Quad HD Plus at the same time, but the display is an improvement over the S20 Ultra as the refresh rate automatically adjusts based on what the content is on screen, which should save battery life. The performance of this device is top notch as you would expect. It's the Exynos variant with 12 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of storage. I know there is a performance gap between Exynos 990 and Snapdragon 865 Plus variant of this phone, but it's very unlikely that you'll ever be able to take this to the limit, get close to the performance ceiling, or even make it slow down. The Exynos 990 on this phone does not exhibit any tendency to heat up, with nothing being felt on the back panel except a mild feeling of warmth after about 15 minutes of playing intensive games or when using the camera to record a video. I heard a couple of YouTubers say their Exynos Note 20 Ultra heats up pretty bad, but nothing of that sort in my handset even after playing games for an extended period of time. But as I've said, there will be a mild feeling of warmth. Interestingly, Zach discovered that Samsung is including different types of cooling system on this phone. Some have graphite layers and some copper steam chambers. Graphite layers have a thin cooling pad compared to the copper steam chamber, and that pretty much explains why some Note 20 Ultra generate excess heat and some don't. Thankfully, it looks like I've got the copper one. Anyway, they've moved the S Pen to the left, and honestly I've gotten used to it pretty quickly. It got some major upgrade this time around. 9 milliseconds of latency coupled with 120Hz of refresh rate allows for smoother and more instantaneous input when you're drawing, taking notes, or just using the S Pen to navigate the interface. The best feature of this handset is hands down the wireless DeX in my opinion. This gives the ability to turn your TV into a full-fledged desktop without even needing a cable. You don't even need a mouse or keyboard for this. The phone itself can act as a trackpad and a keyboard. To be honest, I've never used the previous DeX versions, but totally fell in love with it primarily because of wireless connectivity. Battery life is similar to the S20 Ultra. I get somewhere around 5 to 6 hours of screen on time with moderate to heavy use. I guess that's due to the new LTPO display they're using this time. But still, it's less than what folks in the US are getting with their 865 Plus equipped Note 20 Ultra. Bottom line, everything about the Note 20 Ultra is very likable almost instantaneously. If you want the best smartphone 2020 has to offer and have a budget of around $1,300, then this is the one to go for. By the way, I'll be active in the comment section, so if you have any questions about this phone, please do drop them below. I'll answer each and every one of them, and as always, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.